My name is Sterling Campbell, and I play drums and percussion on the Toy album. When we played the BBC, we were doing these old David songs that I didn't know. But he wanted them to be a little, he wanted the 60s vibe of it, which they kind of sound like that naturally, but he wanted a little modernness to it. But they're great songs. I love listening to those songs. They're great precursors to what was come, because you can start to hear those the things that David does really well on his later music. You can start to hear it coming to fruition in that music. Little nuancey things, the way he's singing, because I always think David is an incredible singer. I think his how he moves with his melodies, he just has this really, really cool rhythmic way of singing, and it's so original, and you can start to hear it in that music. And I think we eventually found I Groove by Glastonbury, because it was still figuring itself out, because I hadn't played with David live. I only recorded with him up to that point. I did 2 records with him up to that point. And I was playing for most of the 90s for the band Soul Asylum. So it was more like a 90s thing. And I had to kind of find my way back into David's music. It was just a different style. And I was playing more like really bashing out style of drumming. But as a band, we were kind of figuring it out. We were just getting our feel around it. And I felt like, so by the time we got to the Toy sessions, we were playing live, and it had a good, we've all kind of got to know each other pretty well. Like playing with Earl, playing with Gail, playing with Mike, we were starting to be able to complement each other. A lot of times making records is not making it live anymore. So I could feel like, wow, there's some magic going on in here that I haven't felt in a long time, because most of the records you do now are not done live with a band. But I think the magic of getting people in the room and playing, and it's kind of dangerous, and you just got to play from start to finish. And it feels dangerous now when that used to be the norm, But you got to get used to doing that, when you're playing around people all the time. So the fact that we got to tour a little bit and we got to know each other a bit musically, and everything else that goes with it. I mean, there was David's jovial, weird joke. Everybody's laughing. We're always cracking jokes. So there was such a great vibe and energy to it.